Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft II Legacy of the Void series. This is a best of 5 between Stats and ByuL, starting in game number 1 on Vani Research Station. In the bottom side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Stats. And in the top side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ByuL. So ZVP has not been super kind to Protoss in the latest patch of StarCraft 2, at least as of the time of casting this, which is December 29th. I do try to cast the series a little bit in advance. Sometimes weird stuff can happen. I don't want things to happen where they're posted late or not at all. So I want to make sure I get things right. Sometimes they are earlier than other stuff, and that is what is going on. So Stats versus ByuL here. ZVP, my favorite matchup. And some people even shared that opinion with me on occasion. Gateway Assimilator here from Stats Vani Research Station has this very nice, safe expansion here that neither player has taken yet, which I'm moderately surprised by. Is he going for the gold? ByuL is going for the gold. Yeah, there we go. This is Heart of the Swarm style. Going for the hatch here at the gold base. The response for Protoss to deal with this has been proxy gateways with Zealots right about here, and then you wreck the expansion and you go kill the Zerg and everybody's happy. Doesn't look like that's what Stats is doing. He might have an inkling as what's going on as he is sending a probe up here to scout, and he will not see an expansion here or here at the standard locations for ByuL. So that could be something that could set up warning bells inside his head. Expansion Nexus on the way for Stats in the very, very safe location. He's not building it out there in the Wild West of this gold base where it could be murdered by outlaws and cowboys and pokes and whatnot. You guys watched Westworld? HBO thing, it's done now, right? Like, first season is over. I watched the first episode and just wasn't really taken with it, to be honest. And then my wife was like, let's watch Westworld. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. So we're going to go ahead and start it up here. I think by the time this posts, I'll have watched the whole thing. So you can't spoil it for me, haha. But don't spoil it for other people in the comments. Come on, give them some time. Pylon thrown down by Stats. Try to throw down that third hatch, not going to happen. That pylon is going to finish. A single Ling and a drone cannot stop the construction of a mighty, mighty Protoss pylon. How dare you think that it could? I mean, is he going to cancel it? Nope, he let it finish. Let it finish. Maybe throw down another pylon with Stats. That'd be interesting. Does he think that's the only thing? He thinks that the only thing the Zerg player has is the problem. A Cyber Core? Whoa, he is dedicated to knocking this thing down. Cyber Core under construction. Can 3 Lings knock this thing down before it finishes building? Maybe. Yes. Yes, they can, actually, with drone help. They can get there. Sloverlord scouting this out. Ling, scouting it as well, gets murdered by a defensive adept there in the natural base of Stats, and this one's going to get canceled. I mean, I think... yeah, it's going to be close. It'll be enough to where I don't think Stats wants to lose the entire investment. There we go. There's the refund of 113 minerals. And go ByuL. You can do it. You have enough minerals. Bah, there's the third base. All right, so Natural's up with gold. ByuL does not feel too bad about life right now. Adept heading on north to try to mess up ByuL's life and his day. What do we got? We got Stats throwing down pylons. Nothing else much happening here. Checking for an additional third base on this left side of Stats. Does not see it. Says, all right, ByuL's not two basing me, is he? Probably has a base up here in his safe natural location. No, he does not. No, he does not. He's not bothering with that safe place. He is out in the wild, wild open. I mean, he didn't even throw down a hatch at his natural or in his safe space when he was getting harassed at his third. That's so weird. So weird. Spore Crawler on the way. It is an Oracle. An Oracle on the way, and we shall name her Barbara Gordon. That was suggested like 4 months ago on my channel, back when I said I was going to name Oracles and then I didn't, but now I am. Barbara Gordon, and I know this because I have some comic book knowledge, is the son of Commissioner Gordon in the Batman comics. And she eventually gets paralyzed, I think, by the Joker. It's not great. Adept in here trying to kill stuff as well, but she gets paralyzed, ends up hanging out back in the Batcave and kind of being a center of operations for Batman, telling him what's going on, connecting him to the outside world, giving him suggestions, and she goes by the Oracle. And so that's why we would name one of these Oracles right here Barbara Gordon. Difficult job for Barbara, though. She got Spore Crawler. She got Queens here at that main base. Might try to take down this Queen, but no, not going to do it. No workers at this third, which is probably a good choice on ByuL's part, as it cannot be defended here. Sloverlord still scouting around this main base of Stats. Finally gets murdered by this Phoenix. We are Skytoss opening it right now. Is Stats. So Oracle here not able to do much. Did he... yeah, the Overlord saw that Stargate. Saw it a while ago. That's why. That's why there are Spore Crawlers here. Queen versus Oracle, not a fight the Oracle wants to win. Barber going to pick off a couple drones, though. And still alive. Still alive. Could use some revelation ability, which, again, makes sense, right? Intel for Batman, revealing the location of enemy units for the Protoss Center of Command. Also, very oracular of her. Roach Warren up at the third base. Again, Stats. Oh, Stats does know that it's here. Thank goodness. Thank goodness Stats knows about this third base. Just barely. Like, he knows there's creep here, and that's about it. Some Lings coming in, trying to knock down a Nexus that does not exist yet. They get a free probe, though. Free probe kill here at the third base location. Faster Lord coming in, seeing that Phoenix count. Get in high. Get in high. And the Sky Toss could prove to be a problem. Oracle getting another 3 kills. Down to 7 hit points, but those will come back. Those will regenerate eventually. Another Spore Crawler coming in for ByuL at his main base and his third. He's really worried about these Phoenix that are coming, and I can't say that I blame him. 2 Queens and a Spore here at the gold base. Another Spore on the way. I like this. I like this setup. Some drones are going to die. Some Queens are going to die, but the Spore Crawler's getting shots off. That's what you really want here. Queens, too, getting shots off unless they get murdered, and they are. Actually, no Phoenix have died yet. This is great control out of Stats. Holy cow. Killing Overlords at this point. Not even really bothering with drones. Just wants to supply block ByuL. And so far, working out. Lost a Phoenix. Now going for some of these workers here and going to leave them. Hey, you guys, I'm holding this drone up. Come kill it. And they do, but oh no, they don't even get it. And the Phoenix dies. Another Phoenix dies. Bit of some sloppy control there from Stats. Just a little tiny bit, but did kill a couple Queens and some drones. 14 drones killed so far by our Protoss player. Where's our Oracle at? Does she die? Nope, here she is, killing roaches that are attacking the front. Man, 7 kills on Barbara Gordon. Good job. Good job, Barbara. Double Spore, though, here at the main with a Queen. Yeah, it's a little hairy, but going for it, man. Stats will not be denied. Killing so many drones. And as a Zerg player, this is really, really demoralizing. I understand that, but you have to understand Phoenix can't kill buildings. If this is what they have, if this is what the army consists of for the Protoss player, they can't kill you with this. They can hurt you. They can slow you down, but just replace those drones. 7 drones at a time coming in. Hydras coming in as well with that max of 6 range. They've been nerfed a tiny bit, as you know a while ago. I do like to keep up. Keep reminding people that things changed in StarCraft 2, though. Muscular Augments on the way, increasing the speed of Hydra's off creep by 25%, and they're ranged by 1. Phoenix continuing to just kind of tool around and murder stuff. Augments about to be done. Air weapons level 1 on the way here, too. We have a fleet beacon. We have a fleet beacon because there are carriers in production. Carrier has arrived, and by arrived, I mean it's not here yet, but it will be soon. 4th base on the way for ByuL. Still has refused to take this little happy golden base. Not golden base, blue base, but it's hard to attack. I mean, I guess Sky Toss doesn't find it difficult, so maybe that's why ByuL hasn't taken it. But either way, more drones getting murdered here. 6 more drones killed. Phoenix just don't care. They just don't give a care here. Mothership coming in from Stats as well. He is committing to the Sky Toss strategy. Hydra's good group of them defending that gold base, shooing those Phoenix away. Again, Phoenix are good if they have numbers on the Hydras, because they can lift them and hit them for that full extra damage versus light, as Hydralisks are. It's just, if you don't lift them, they hit really hard, and it's bad news. Bad news bearers for these Phoenix. Any more Phoenix in production? Nah. What we've got is what we have. 10 here, just keeping the Zerg player on his back foot. But look at this, the 64 to 61 Harvesters. ByuL's not that far behind. He's had to replace 32 drones, though. Holy crap, that's a lot of workers killed. Stats looking strong. I'm going to say it. Stats looks really, really good. Really, really good today in this ZVP. So good, strong beginning out of Stats. I honestly didn't like his chances coming into this series, but this is changing my mind. He's doing this extremely well against one of the better Zerg players on planet Earth. I mean, ByuL, you don't mess around with ByuL. Let's just say that. You don't mess around. He will punch you in the face and kick you in the shins until you give up. Are we still making a mothership? That takes a long time. There it is. Mothership has arrived. She says something in like Protoss language there. I don't remember what it is though, because I don't play Protoss. And even if I did, I wouldn't ever make motherships. Dang Stats. Sub 10-minute mothership. Who saw that? I don't know. Hydras, I don't think are going to be your answer, ByuL. I think you need corruptors in this situation. Does he have a spire? Did he make a spire? No. Nope. He's planning on doing this thing with Hydra alone, which I don't feel strong. Don't feel good about that one. Also, Baneling speed, because there are some things on the ground you want to kill, like 16 Adepts. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Banelings are fine. Hydra, Baneling, Roachish. Are there any Roaches left, actually? Nope. No Roaches. Hydra, Baneling against this Carrier Phoenix Mothership Oracle group. That's not our Oracle. It is not our Oracle. Where is our Oracle? There she is. 7 kills, thrown down Revelation on them Hydras. You can't sneak up on my Protoss friends, says Barbara Gordon. No, sir. 4th base warping in here on the left side for stats. Chucking down this Oracle. Chucking down a Stasis Ward. Not Barbara Gordon, but an Oracle friend. I like the placements of the Stasis Ward there for sure. Catching like half of the Hydras in that ward makes a big deal. Big deal. Unfortunately, it will not catch the Hydras that are attacking directly from the north, as it seems like they're going to do. So here comes ByuL. Resonating Glaives on the way for stats. Hydras trying to pick some stuff off there. They see the mothership, though, and go, oh, we need detection, and head on back home. Smart. Smart. Head on back home there. ByuL's 5th base has exploded. 64 to 70 Harvesters. Zerg player is in the lead right now here at the 10-minute mark. 3 carriers at a time on the way. Again, I could be wrong, right? Both ByuL and Stats are way better at this game than I will ever be, but I just feel like Corruptors are more an answer than Hydras here. With range of 7, I'd feel better about it, but just the range of 6, it's makes me worried. Makes me worried. +2 missile attack and +1 ground carapace is done for ByuL thus far. Air weapons, 2, are complete. And actually lifting up changelings and killing them is the Phoenix group right here. That's interesting. Haven't seen that very much at all. All right, setting up shop here. Photon overcharge up. Hydra's coming in, taking down that pylon very quickly. Stasis Ward is catched. Oh, catches a couple lings. Good job there. Banelings rolling on in, trying to get all of them Adepts. Mothership zapping away as well. Got to get those Overseers. They're too far away. Are the carriers losing interceptors of these Hydras? I think they are. Hydra's doing amazing work right now. Phoenix coming in, trying to lift and kill as many Hydras as they can. Not working super well for them. Mothership core explodes. Photon overcharge has 7 kills. Whoa, 7 kills there. Is there enough? Another Hydra going to get picked off from range? Can the Hydras get it? Yeah, another carrier does explode there. Does explode. 4th base under assault. ByuL, you have proved me wrong, my friend. Proved me absolutely wrong. These interceptors are getting blown out of the sky as soon as they fly over these Hydras with that +2 attack. Wow, excellent job. Some Adepts trying to harass this gold base, but getting picked off by what else? Hydras. What else? Hydralisks. Okay, yep, Hydra's still good for anti-air, it turns out. And right now it's 141 to 174 total supply. ByuL is pushing on the natural base of stats. What damage can he commit? Changelings kind of come in and scout what is going on. There's a Stasis Ward there. Hydra is again splitting in a nice concave and going for it. Stasis Ward again catching the lings, exactly what ByuL wants. Interceptors are exploding in the sky, making the carriers virtually useless. But look, Adepts on the ground versus the Hydras. There we go. That's the battle that Stats wants here. Banelings exploding harmlessly away from the Adepts, and ByuL retreating. Full retreat here from the Zerg player. Sonic transfer being used possibly to prevent the Hydras from retreating. Still a lot of Hydras. I don't know about this, Adepts. You are braver than I am. Oh, they canceled the transfer. There we go. +2 attack still there. No sign of +3 on the way. Another Mothership coming in for Stats. He wants that Mothership DPS, and Stats actually managing to push this back. He needs to kill a base is what he needs to do. I understand he wants to sit back and recoup his losses, replace his interceptors so everybody has 8, but the longer this goes on, I feel the more it favors ByuL at this point in time. 4th base on the way. Adepts get some damage done here at the 4th base for ByuL, but eventually get murdered as well. 63 to 67 Harvesters. Adepts coming into this gold. I just don't know why you'd go to the gold. There's no income. There's the cancel transfer. There we go. And defending the 4th, I think, is what Stats is all about right now. He knows he can't lose that 4th base, or else he's going to be down like 2 bases to the Zerg, which is super, super bad news. You don't want to do that. Mothership number 2. Mothership of the 2nd, morphing in from this Mothership core. Oh, it's just a great animation. Good H animation for sure. Sentries coming in trying to deal with these Hydras, taking a base at the gold base along the left here is ByuL. It's so hard to hold. That shows how confident he is. How confident he is. He's got the Banelings for the Adepts. He's got the Hydras for everything else. Carrier count is at 7 with one. Nope. Carrier count's at 7. No more in production out of Stats. Does he have the resources to do it without his 4th? I don't know that he does. His main base is mined out. There it is. Assimilator just now expiring. His natural base as well. Here come the Hydras once again. And good force field. There we go. Keep the force fields away from the Adepts. Sentry's doing a good job there, and ByuL pulling back. Once again, Mothership's there, doesn't have an Overseer with him. Why do you just not always bring an Overseer, man? You don't know what's going on. I mean, Motherships don't take that long to make, although I guess they take a while. They do take a while to make. Okay, moving up is Stats. Can he get there in time? I don't know. He's going to try to kill this gold of ByuL's. It's just, there are so many Hydras. +2/+2. No sign of +3/+3 on the way. But that's fine. Trying to kill some drones. And force fields again, keeping the banelings out. That's splashing them. Well, look at this force field's ring of life. Oh, the adepts are alive. By alive, I mean still dying to the Hydras, but actually taking a lot with them. That is so many dead Banes. Pulling back is Stats. He hasn't killed enough of these Hydralisks to make this thing work. Interceptors are dying by the dozens. 147 Interceptors killed so far. The Adepts coming up from the bottom side trying to do this thing. Carriers just absolutely falling quickly to the Hydralisks on the ground. I can still remember the sound they make in Brood War versus Carriers. The boy, 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 boy. Hard to make, though. Hard to make, it turns out, I just learned here. So Hydra's continuing to push down to this fourth base of Stats. If he loses this, he is in a whole ton of trouble. Transfuses on Hydralisks as well. Queens with this army as slow as they can be. Revelation tossed down. There it is. Did our other Oracle die? Or Barbara Gordon is dead somewhere along the way. Somewhere along the way. ByuL continuing with +2/+2 Hydras and Banelings and says, why should I change? Making 9 more Hydras. Getting +1 melee attack for his Banelings. Is our Zerg player. Can he do this thing? Question of the day. Gonna try to do it, that's for sure. Alright, moving in. We got Adepts coming up to scout this thing out. I just think this is our Zerg players to lose right now. Not feeling good. Not feeling good for Stats. He has +2 on his air stuff. He's got some cannons coming up. When you're making static defense, you're just not in a very comfortable place, is my experience in the StarCraft 2 games, that's for sure. Alright, so Hydra count is somewhat crazy. 43 Hydralisks coming on down, and the cannons will provide some defense. Carriers as well, trying to pick off those Overseers. I would pick off the Overseers, but nope, actually focusing something down before they all immediately died. Yeah, I mean, that Interceptor count is falling precipitously. We are down to 0 Interceptors, ladies and gentlemen. Carriers are useless. Hydra is burning everything down that they can see, picking off the sentries at the front as well. This might be all she wrote for Stats. Carriers are falling left and right, and that's a good game out of Stats. Stats is defeated. ByuL is victorious here in game number 1, but it's not over yet. This is a best-of-5 series. Protoss players, do not give hope. Stick with me. Stick with me. I feel like Stats has the wherewithal and the ability to come back here. We'll see what he does in game number 2 coming up in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game number 2 between ByuL and Stats. Here on Habitation Station. Again, this is a best of 5, so the first player to win 3 games is the winner of the best of 5, and we'll move on to the next round. In the top right side of Habitation Station, we have the red Protoss player. It is Stats. Down 1 game to nothing, but that is far from losing. Protoss fans, keep hope. On the top left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ByuL, looking strong. Looking strong. He sure showed me, man. He showed me. I was like, oh, ByuL can't do this with Hydras. And then ByuL's like, I certainly can. How dare you question my proficiency and my ability with the Zerg race. I have played hundreds of thousands of games. I know what I'm doing. I know what this patch is all about. And he did. And he did. 6 range or not, he managed to make Hydralisks work against carriers. What I didn't expect is how quickly the Interceptors died to those Hydras, man. Those Interceptors died so quickly, and yeah, they only cost 5 minerals to replace, but it takes time to replace them, and especially at that final battle when the carriers had lost every single one of their Interceptors, they're useless. At that point, it's the problem with carriers. You can make them useless without killing them by killing their Interceptors, then it takes a while for them to get back up to full strength. That's how they've always been, since StarCraft 1, since Brood War, and that's carried over here into StarCraft 2. Alright, so gateway at the front door here for Stats. Going to protect his natural base. Not actually probe scouting this time, which he's done previously. Okay, maybe after he throws down a cyber core here, he'll move out. Maybe he will. It looks like, yep, pool opening. Pool hatch extractor opening from ByuL. Interesting little sequence of events there. We will see. Oh, he has probe scouting. He has a probe over. Sometimes, man. I'm going blind in my old age. Alright, so did probe scout, did see the pool, did see the extractor. Recognizing that there are lings on the way. Getting a wall up is pretty much of the utmost importance here. Another gateway would do well, I think right about there. But Stats knows what he's doing. He knows the timing he needs. Sloverlord moving in to see what is up. Sees the expansion nexus. Recognizing this is not a one-base play out of Stats. Not a fake out. Not a fake out at all. But here comes one ling, and here comes the other ling. Oh, the other ling is chasing the scouting probe. And there's a drone going somewhere for ByuL. Where are you going, dude? Oh, he's juking. Oh, man, the mind games. The mind games from ByuL. pops right on in, throws down the third base at the gold after the probe has been forced to vacate the premises. The Ling does get inside the main, though. The other Ling inside of the main of Stats does see a Twilight Council opening. That's some good information to have. Sees the double assimilator here as well. And one Ling cannot kill a probe against a proficient Protoss player. It's just not going to happen. I mean, Adept comes in and gets a shot off. It's just the probes can defend themselves too easily for that to be a problem. Second Ling here coming on in and actually retreating, recognizing there are Adepts on the field, recognizing his friend just died and the Adept was standing in the remains of that Zergling. But ByuL managing to get the gold base up without Stats knowing about it. Stats is probably suspicious that something's going on over there, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. This Adept may clarify that point for him. Another gateway, resonating glaives on the way. Adept opening is what we're seeing. Again, single Ling can't do this. Good micro on display, getting the probe out of there. Slow Ling can't pick it off. And by Ling, maybe a speed Ling could. I don't know. A couple Adepts here at the front door of ByuL. And Queen stabbing away. Slow Lings stabbing away as well. Speed not done on these Lings, which means they are officially the worst unit in the game. Adept killing another scouting Ling here. Oh, still alive with 1 hit point. Dead. Dead to the world. All right, so now walling off with this pylon. Adept's going to hold the line against future Ling incursions. Really tired of getting scouted by those annoying Slowlings, although they are just about to be Speedlings, which again makes them much more dangerous. Much more dangerous. Drone transfer to the third base at the gold. Excellent job there. We've got a bathing nest at the front door for ByuL. Weird place for it, but again, if he wants to wall off a tiny bit, then who am I to tell him otherwise? Evolution chamber there as well. So 3 basing it, looking pretty darn comfortable. Has only lost 4 Lings at this point. Has lost 0 drones. 0 drones at this point. Stats is gearing up for a big time resonating glaives Adept push right now off of 2 bases, which we've seen be very good. And double Stargate follow-up out of Stats in a weird place to scout. Actually, it's pretty close to the Sloverlord. If he goes north, you will see it. Meanwhile, the Adepts checking out this gold base, going against Queens, going against Speedlings. If these Banelings hit, though, that could be a huge problem for these guys. Pretty good micro by Stats there. Did take some damage, but didn't actually lose any Adepts to this point. They are weakened, however, and the Speedlings coming in, picking them off, surrounding them one by one. Good splits, though, keeping the Adepts alive for the most part, but no, the surrounds, and there we go. They get cleaned out entirely. Stats did what he could there, but man, that was too many Lings, too many Banelings to survive. So excellent holder by ByuL, making exactly what he needed to hold that off and no more, and continuing to drone up 43 to 43 Harvesters. Spore Crawler on the way. Does he just know that Stats likes going air? Again, Spore Crawlers are just good blind units to make. He canceled one, though. He canceled the Spore in his natural. Did he have a second thought about that? Or no, he's making it again. Okay, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe it was a mistake. Phoenix production beginning for Stats. Phoenix Cloud gonna be here. Again, the Phoenixes were good in game number 1. I'm not gonna say they were bad. They were actually pretty darn fantastic in and of themselves. Any other further tech here from Stats? I mean, I feel like he needs to take a third base. He did some depths down to check out that third. Phoenix are killing Overlords. Will supply block ByuL further than he already was. 75 to 66 available supply for ByuL. +1 missile attack on the way, and macro hatch coming up along with a lair. I think we're going to see Hydras again. I think we're going to see Hydras here. Stats going for that Skytoss play, and just ByuL knows what to do against this is the problem. Spore Crawler at the front even. I guess maybe to deal with Observers, deal with Oracles, deal with Phoenix that are flying around randomly all over his creep. Spore Crawler getting shots off is nice. Adepts, Sonic transferring right through a ton of Lings and Banes and then canceling that transfer. Scary place to be. 4 Phoenix moving out across the top side of the map. Going to try to do stuff here in the main base of ByuL. There's a Spore Crawler. There is a Queen. It should be enough to hold this off fairly well. Same story except 2 Queens at this gold base third and 1 Queen at the natural base. Spore Crawler on the way. Second Spore at the natural as well. So really gearing up for anti-air stuff here. Fleet Beacon on the way for Stats. Picking off the drones at the edge of this mineral line. Taking shots to the face and losing 1 Phoenix. But did get 6 drone kills, which is nice at this stage of the game. Third base is coming up. I don't see much here for ByuL to shut it down. If he sent his Lings over, I think we can actually kill it, though. This is more Lings than I thought he had. He's got 35 Lings and 8 Banes. With speed, not with speed. It is on the way, though. Baneling speed on that production tab. So Adepts and Sentry is trying to save this third because here comes the Zerg Swarm. 7 minutes into this game, Phoenix continuing to harass, kill as many drones as they possibly can to slow this thing down. Baneling busting the front door of the natural or trying to take out the third base. These are the choices that ByuL has. Door number 1, natural. Door number 2, it is the third. Third is done. which helps stats a little bit. Mothership Core ready to throw down photon overcharges on either the third base or the natural base as necessary. And actually, waddling home here is ByuL, interestingly enough. Overseer coming in, scouting things out. Does see the double Stargate here. Does he know about... Actually, I don't know where the fleet beacon is. Where do you put that thing? Oh, in his natural base. He does. He does see that. So he knows carriers are coming. He knows the carriers are coming. He's pumping out 9 Hydras at a time, taking a 4th base. Excellent decision-making here so far. But at this point, Stats is able to get these carriers out, which is kind of what he wants. Slow banelings, rolling, rolling, rolling. Actually, I should do that again. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those banelings rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rawhide. Yeehaw! Rolling into this 3rd base. There are no cannons here. There is nothing. Goodbye, Protoss probes. We knew these so well. Pretty good split there. I got 5 kills. Oh, the bring it back. Oh, 11 kills. Oh, Stats thought he was safe. He thought he was safe. Brought the probes back in, bunched up, and the banelings took them out. That was a bit of an unlucky move there by Stats. Got a little confident that he saw it coming. Mothership Core on the way for Stats. More banelings trying to do stuff. Exploding on one of these adepts, but everybody else seems pretty fine. Line of cannons at the front for Stats. I guess to deal with any baneling bust attempts. Pretty good location for that one. And the carriers have started to arrive. Carrier has arrived. That one has the full complement of 8 interceptors. This guy has 8 as well. Pop. No, actually still. There we go. 7. Soon to be 8. Mothership going to pop out here in the next couple of seconds. Phoenix flying around trying to murder things. Really keeping the overlords close to home. For ByuL, you can't really scout much. Got to kind of cluster your overlords to spore crawlers to keep them alive when there are Phoenix people or Phoenix pilots flying around in the skies. There are pilots in there, right? Yeah, there are little cockpits for those. 5th base on the way for ByuL. Dawn at the bottom left side. Creep spread moving across the middle. Very well for ByuL. He does not neglect that creep spread, not even the teeniest and tiniest of bits. All right, so Mothership Core, carriers, the core implements, actually Mothership, the core implements of SkyToss are here. For Stats, it's just the last time we saw this. We saw this in Game 1. We saw a million Hydralisks. What is Stats going to change about this so he can win this game, right? Because if he just does a repeat of game number 1, he's in a ton of trouble. He needs maybe a 4th base earlier. That's what he's trying to do. 4th base earlier here. Phoenix still poking in, trying to kill as many drones as possible. Keeping the Hydras close to home, I think, is what the Phoenix are all about. Making sure the Hydras can't feel too comfortable about moving out, giving time for Stats to get his 4th base up and running. Got some Lings moving out here across the map, perhaps to shut down that 4th base. There are some Adepts nearby. No upgrades on the Adepts. A lot of the gas for Stats is going to carrier production, which I can't argue with a tiny bit. Also, +1 air weapons on the way, and +1 ground attack coming too. Graviton Catapult being researched. I think every time we've seen carriers, somebody gets Graviton Catapult. The problem is that ByuL is maxed out. He's got 194 supply here. He's making a ton of banelings. He's got 21 of them in production right now. And here they come. The sound in all of your Protoss player nightmares. Moving out with the Hydras. Maxed out. Time to go. It is time to go. +2 attack, +1 carapace. This is a repeat of game number 1, you guys. This is exactly what we're trying to see here. I don't know. This 4th base is in so much trouble. There are not enough carriers to do this. Not enough Adepts either. This looks like it's worse than game number 1. It took a lot longer for this to show up. ByuL forcing a cancel on the 4th base. Exactly what he needed to do. Triple pumping those carriers is Stats. He needs Storm. What he needs is Storm. He needs Templar on the ground with Storm to storm these Hydras, move them away, force them to move, and get hit by interceptors in the sky at the same time. That's what this has to be. And it's just coming from the top side and coming from the left side. Banelings crashing in on the sentries and Adepts doing some good damage there. Cannons as well trying to hit, but do so poorly against Hydralisks. Exploding. Force fields coming up, keeping the Hydras outside of the range and forcing the Hydras on the left side back. Hydras on the top side still coming, still burning down pylons. Carrier count still what it needs to be. Still at 7. Still at 7, trying to kill what they can here. But again, every time the Hydras attack, more and more interceptors are dying. There are only 3 of them on the board right now. Adepts trying to do everything that they can shoot. Everything they can against these Hydralisks. Again, with a Resonating Glaives and the +1 attack, it's 24 damage per shot versus light. Every shot comes out at 1.11 seconds after the last one here. So he did manage to survive. He managed to live. He's making more and more carriers, more and more interceptors in production at once. 7 at a time right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th base now on the way for ByuL down towards the middle here. Phoenix checking this thing out. Spore Crawler defending that 5th base very nicely. Phoenix haven't done a whole lot. I guess Stats has been focused on staying alive. these last couple minutes anyway. Checking to see, is there a fourth base down here? No fourth base replacement on the way for stats, though. But again, Ling, Hydra complement coming in to break this thing down, and there's nowhere the Protoss can come from to save this. I really don't think so. Banelings on the Adepts, clearing them out very nicely. Sentries coming in as well, trying to not even throwing down force fields, just straight up attacking right now. And you know what? More Interceptors are alive than I expected. Adepts on the ground too, clearing out the Adepts. The Hydras on the bottom side here. Banelings crashing in, getting some hits on those Adepts. A Hydra count pretty low, 11, but there are 6 more on the way, and Stats is winning this battle thus far. 129 to 177 total supply. Hey, Storm! Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness Stats get Psionic Storm for these Hydralisks and these Banelings. Absolutely beautiful. Actually, have I looked? This is the latest patch, so Banelings should be doing... Where are we, Banelings? Where are we, friends? Do we have any left? He does have some morphing in. Okay, so we'll check these guys out when they pop. Let's see if they have 40 or 35 hit points. I'm pretty sure it should be 35 based on what I've been reading. But anyway, Phoenix coming in, cleaning more and more drones out of this 5th base in the bottom left. Hydra's being chased away, and it is 40. Okay, it is 40 in this patch. So I'm not sure if we're one patch behind what you're expecting or what, but they are tanky. They are tanky little Banelings. Speed, or Storm rather. Let's see, Storm is up here. Storm is about, how close are you to finishing here, Storm? About another 20 seconds. 20 seconds to go, which can feel like an eternity in StarCraft 2. There's a time dilation going on. ByuL's actually getting +3 missile attack here, which I didn't expect. He did very well with +2 attack previously, but he wants the extra oomph of that +3/+3. And look, Stats has the carrier numbers he never got in Game 1. 10 carriers in the sky, 14 Adepts, 5 Phoenix, 10 Templar. Wow. 10 Templar, turning 4 of them into Archons, but the others, I think, are just straight up here for Storm. Killing some Changelings? Were those, is he killing his own Adepts to free up supply? I think he killed his own Adepts to free up supply there. Wow, brutal. All right, straight up, here we come. Lings, Hydras, Banelings. Creep spread is continuing to push across the map here. It is within looking distance of that 3rd base and of the natural for Stats there, so something's got to happen now. Phoenix in here at this 6th base along the bottom side, killing drones, taking shots from spores. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. +2 attack is completed here. Some Hydras coming over to divert and protect this base. Possibly, maybe they're trying to pick off the Hydras if they're a little bit too careless, but nope, Stats a little bit too good for that. Not allowing his Hydra, or not allowing his Phoenix to be caught out in the open like that. It's 76 to 65 total Harvesters. I think Stats is keeping his probe count low so he can make more of these carriers. He's got 10. So let's see, 10 Adepts, and 6 Templar, and 4 Archons. All right, so Storms have got to be good here. Got to be good here for Stats. Can they make this thing work? I don't know. Hydra's moving in. Slowly but surely moving in, pushing this creep. Has any creep tumors actually died? Only 2 creep tumors killed in this game. Vipers in the sky as well. Banelings trying to roll into this 4th base. Nope, cannons shutting them down before they can do that. Excellent job. Adept versus Hydra. And actually, look how good these guys do versus Hydralisks. There. What was that? Hang on. What did we just moose? What did we just miss? What did we just moose? That's not a word. Something. Is the mother? Did he abduct the mothership? He abducted the mothership and tried to recall home, but nope, too late. Too late. Mothership down. Okay. Abducts. Again, abducts are really strong. I don't know. We don't see it more often from Zerg, but ever since they were introduced in Heart of the Swarm, I felt like they've been a very strong spell. We just don't see a lot of. Just don't see much of. And every time they're there, they seem to be good. I don't know why Zergs seem a little bit reluctant to make use of that spell. All right, so 4 base for the Protoss player. We have 6 for ByuL on the other side of things. Adepts here to harass this 6th base, trying to kill drones. Some are out of the range, though. There we go. There we go, killing some drones. This might actually be doing ByuL a favor, though. Maybe he wants to free up some supply to make this thing happen. Adepts pushing up, killing queens. Actually diverting a large number of Hydras to come back and save this 6th base against these Adepts. The Adepts running with the Psionic Transfer ability here. And here we go. Adepts on a nice creep tumor clearing out mission. Get the Changeling. Get the Changeling. He's not actually paying attention here. He would have gotten the Changeling. All right, so a lot of creep tumors are dying. The whole army coming back around for ByuL. Why did he send the whole army down here to kill a couple Adepts? That was weird. That was weird. Adrenal glands on the way for ByuL, making those Lings more effective. All what Lings does he have? 0. 0 Lings right now. None in production either, but he wants that upgrade. Certainly does. Adepts trying to clear out. Creep tumors are all dead now as Banelings and Hydras clear them out. We have 10 carriers still. Is he bothering? Not bothering with shield upgrades or plating upgrades. I don't know why. Someone has to explain that one to me. More Archons coming on in. Haven't seen any storms to this point. Both players are doing a dance. It is a dance of death. Back and forth, up and down, trying to see if they can get an advantage over their opponent. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Weird choice. I guess ByuL's like, I have a lot of money in the bank. Might as well make everything I can. That seems like a logical decision here. Warp Prism for stats coming in. He doesn't have any supply to warp anything in, though. He's at 199 supply. I mean, this Warp Prism's a nice place to do some damage, but I mean, you can warp in, right now, 198. You can warp in a Zealot. Isn't that 2 supply? I think it is. All right, Hydra is marching up to the natural base, forcing the issue. Hydralisk, Viper, Queen here for the Transfuser. Coming from the bottom side is stats to shut this thing down, and ByuL retreats. Ah, come on, guys. Don't straight up retreat here. Templar really wanted to storm something right there. They have full energy. They have a lot of storms available in their pocket. Archons murdering some Hydras in the south of the map. I'm not sure what the Hydras are doing, but they're dead now. They are totally dead now. Some Hydras come in to avenge their friends and do a fairly good job of it. Archons die immediately to the power of like 16 Hydralisks, as it turns out. Surprise on that one. So ByuL's got his forces in 2 separate groups right now. There's the north group going for the natural base, and there's the south group, I think, going for this 5th base. And most of the army for stats. There's the storms. There we go. Chasing those Hydras away beautifully here. Not the story we saw at the natural. No storms, but again, Hydras pushing away. Trying to regroup is ByuL. Trying to break this Skytoss army. The storms are a problem. He knows the storms are a problem. 7 Hydras on the way, plus 3 ground carapace and chitinous plating has been researched. Here we go. A Zealot warp and got some free supply. It stats. These guys don't even have charge, but they do have +2 attack, which is pretty nice. Bad positioning here on these Zealots. Trying to kill this Queen with +2 carapace at this point, but they'll get her. They'll get her. Could shut down this +1 melee attack, but they waited too long, and these Hydras are going to melt them very quickly. Oh, Abduct on the Warp Prism and murder that too. Hydras pushing up this natural base once again, being chased away by the Adept carrier group, protecting the natural base. 5th base. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th base up and established for stats. Does he need gas? He needs gas. Saturate these assimilators, man. You need gas, clearing more creep tumors out. That is going to be 39 dead creep tumors, 95 dead Hydralisks, 52 dead Adepts, and so far, no dead carriers. Wow. Good babysitting from stat so far. 0 dead carriers. Are you kidding me? You must be kidding me. Hydralisks picking stuff off in the sky. Vipers running around. Not fully upgraded Hydras, as that +3 carapace is not done yet, but it's very close to be doing so. What are we looking at? Yeah, like 8 seconds. So we're going to go from 2 armor to 3 armor right about now. Yeah, look at that. +3 armor. Beautiful stuff. And indeed, Hydralisks on this high ground trying to harass the mineral line of stats 5th base and getting it. Some Adepts from the backside coming. Some Archons as well. Trying to help with the Hydras move away on that high ground to fight another day. ByuL has taken the gold base just outside stats main. Look at this, man. Look at what confidence he has. The Ultras are here, filling out the army. They do have that 7 armor max. Abduct on one of the carriers, but not directly into the... There we go. I was going to say, not directly into the Hydra group that first time, but the second Abduct made it happen. So just picking off one by one. This is a crazy game. I cannot believe how far we are into this thing, and I don't think anybody's really decisively won a victory so far. ByuL's been in a good position to take out some stuff, but has always run for it. This gateway is not even a warp gate for stats. I wonder if he knows that one. Another warp-in of Zealots. Do you have charge yet? You have charge now. Much better. Much better. Going for the Hive. Interesting strategy. I would have thought maybe going for the Spire would be a better move, but going for the Hive. They do have +3 attacks, so they're going to hit pretty darn hard. Meanwhile, minor engagement at the bottom here. Hydralisk and Ultra versus Adept. Much better for the Zerg in that one. The Hive explodes, and Ultralisk shows up, and they're actually getting killed by Broodlings, it turns out. So let's see how this Ultra does. Can he clear all these dudes out of his base? He can. 6 kills on that Ultra. Bad boy Ultra there. Not bad, but bad boy is how I'd want to express that one. So just kind of hanging out as ByuL, being patient. Being patient at this point. Changelings being tossed on down. I cannot believe how long this game is. We usually don't get these super long games in the best of 5 series, but these guys are interested in doing these very long things. Here we go. Storm on top of Hydras marching in to this 5th base. Ultras in the front absorbing a lot of that storm. Another Abduct on a carrier. Can they pick it up before it gets back to the main group? And yes, they can. Yes, they can. Feedbacks on the Overseers. Killing all the Overseers seems like a nice job if you can get it. Ultras on the ground are pretty much unopposed at this point. Meanwhile, Zealots warping in at ByuL's attempt at taking that gold expansion next to his own base. The insults will not go unchallenged. Ultras, 6 kills, 7 kills, 8, 9 kills, killing a ton of probes here at this 5th base here. But if that's all that's left, the Hydra count is currently 6. 6 is not good. Transfuse on that Viper, and bam. I'm telling you, storms, man. Storms are how you do this thing. Trying to kill Overlords, really trying to supply block. That's excellent job. Supply blocking the Zerg player at the bottom left here, picking off what Overlords they can find and making it hard for ByuL to remax here. So he is back up to 17 Hydras, but not exactly where he wants to be. He wants to be maxed. He has enough, I think he has enough energy or a supply to do it if he could, but he doesn't have enough money to do it, but he doesn't have the supply available to do it there. Okay, so Hydra, Ultra, Baneling, Viper here, pushing through are these carriers. +3 attack done on those dudes again. No other upgrades on them, but still working out to his advantage. He saved his 5th base. He saved his 4th base for the 2nd time thus far. ByuL is making Overlords. He's not, I mean, there he is. He's up to 196 available supply now. They immediately make 17 Hydras for this thing to work. Long distance mining drones, and ByuL's retaking that gold. ByuL, you are a cheeky Zerg player. That is for sure. Yeah, 18 Hydras in production, +2 flyer attack on the way. Does he have any Corruptors? He doesn't have any Corruptors. No, he does not. None of those. All right, that's fine. That is just fine. So a Zealot Immortal carrier group is moving down with ill intent to the bottom left here to take down this 6th base for ByuL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base. 7th, we're going to call the gold base next to Stats, and pulling out Stats, killing a couple Hydras on the high ground, harassing that 5th base rather of Stats. And here we go. We're going to base trade this thing. ByuL attacking at the natural base. The carriers, oh, they're coming home. So Zealots shutting down this 6th base very nicely. Charge Zealots, we've seen this before. We've seen Charge Zealots do pretty well. And Stats, no, actually running away. ByuL, where are you going, man? Trying to save your stuff, trying to save his stuff is what he's doing. 6th base, done. Extractors, done. 5th base, under attack as well. Can they get the hatch? They're trying to get the hatch before the Hydras show up. Is there enough DPS from the Zealots to do this thing? The Hydras are here. Nope, not enough DPS. Sorry, you're all dead. All of you are completely dead. Extractor done, and Stats pulling back. Good heavens, 25 minutes. 25-minute game 2 here, and really, Stats is playing for his life. You can't go down 2 games to 0 against ByuL and expect to win the series. You just can't here. All right, catching in the middle here. ByuL, a little bit caught by surprise, splitting his groups into, what, everything's on 2. How is he... Got his hatcheries on different numbers now. Control groups, I'm not sure if that's accurate, what we're seeing right there. Anyway, Ultralisk here at that 6th base. 5th base is being repopulated just a little bit. Gold base here to go for ByuL. That might be what wins it for our Zerg players, having this gold. I don't know. A couple Hydras can hit these Stargates inside the main from the low ground outside. That's very interesting. And might get maybe just the pylon. Okay, so some can hit the pylon, 2 can hit the Stargate, and Stats is fine to allow this to happen. He's been extremely patient. Extremely patient today. And letting ByuL do what he wants for the most part. I mean, look at these bases. 7 bases on the ground for ByuL. Pushing in a little bit. Just, again, these are just pokes. These are not serious incursions by either player. Zerg has lost 42,000 resources. Protoss has lost 31. So yeah, definitely favoring the Protoss on this one. And here's the engagement. Storms all over the Hydras, running for it. Vipers trying to throw down Parasitic Bomb. Not as good against Protoss as you would expect, and full retreat out of ByuL. Meanwhile, Hydras did break off to take down Stats. Attempt at a 5th base down here, going to get it. Nothing defending that at all. Stats need to make something happen. He needs to make something happen right now. He effectively has 1 mining base, and he can't keep retreating like this. I mean, he did actually clear out this gold base for ByuL. The 7th base is now under fire from Zealots, once again killing a lot of drones. These Templars still have energy on them. Enough for 1 storm, at least on that guy. Ultra coming on in. Archon at the front. Ultra dies immediately. Storms on the Hydras again, forcing them away. Again, not as good with their full upgrades, but still doing a lot of work at this point in time. Time Warp being tossed down will miss everything, because it usually does. Time Warp is kind of terrible, it turns out. But anyway, 7th base for ByuL is dead. Zealot taking down replacement 6th base at the bottom left, all by his lonesome. Will get shut down by pretty much the entire army of ByuL. There. Does he have an observer with his army? Does not have an observer. Not killing more creep tumors. Surprised by that. 132 to 99 total supply. There we go. Observer coming in a little bit late, able to clear out those tumors, slow down the growth of this creep, and really prevent ByuL from seeing what is going on here. So Archon's at the front versus the Ultras. Can they hold on? Archon's doing pretty well. Full Storm on the Hydras, forcing them to retreat, and that's it. A good game from ByuL. ByuL is defeated. Stats is victorious, and Stats pulls into a 1-1 tie versus his Zerg opponent. Yahoo! That was a good 27-minute game, too. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? This series is going to be long. I hope you guys brought snacks, because this is going long. All right, so that's game number 2. If the rest of the series is as good as this game, then we're in for a treat. That's for sure. It sure seems like they're intent on doing the Skytoss Hydra strategy. That's for sure. Although maybe somebody will switch it up. Maybe you'll see a switch up in game 3 or 4. I don't know. I don't know. We're guaranteed to at least get a game 4, though, at this point, because, yeah, one of these players needs to win 3 and 4 to win the whole series, because you have to win 3 games out of the 5 to be victor. All right, so we're going to be back with game number 3 in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game 3 between ByuL and Stats here on Overgrowth, the Ladder Edition. Again, this is a best-of-5 series between these players. Both players have won 1 so far, so effectively it's now a best-of-3. The first player to win 2 more games is going to be our victor in the series. In the top right side of Overgrowth, we have the Protoss player sporting red. It is Stats. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ByuL. All right, so a red versus blue, top right versus bottom left. This is Overgrowth. It's been a map we've seen some crazy cheese on, and this early probe is making me a little bit suspicious. That's a really fast scout here. Maybe trying to block off the hatch attempt from ByuL. ByuL is going pool first, though, so there's no harm in that. But the probe is very pleased to see that. You know what? Can he get there? I bet he can get there in time to block that on this map. Even if ByuL's going hatch first, he's not going to get there in time. No, juke back, and the drone. Oh, the drone got a shot off on the probe. He retreated, and he's going to throw down his hatch in peace. Probe, you coward. You cowardly probe. I know you wanted to scout, but you could have shut this thing down. Could have shut it down. I just feel like Protoss are in a better spot when they shut this hatchery down. Maybe people would disagree with me, but from what I've seen, it seems to be if you can delay that expansion for Zerg, you are going to be golden. Maybe not golden. Maybe not golden, but better off than if you don't. There's the extractor for ByuL. Gateway into an expansion for Stats back on home. One assimilator. Going to take a second one here in just a second, but got to get that Cyber Core down first. So all important for Protoss. Cyber Core activate. Quachink. That reminds me of Transformers. I only ever saw the first Transformers movie. Was it on the 4th of July back in, like, oh man, 2007 maybe? Before I had any kids, so it was a while ago. Yep, saw Transformers by myself at the theater. My wife did not want to come, could not blame her for that. And yeah, it wasn't great, but it kind of itched my nostalgia bone a little bit. Seeing Optimus Prime was a fantastic experience. Never saw the other ones, though. Haven't seen any others since then. They just seem dumb. They seem dumb and over the top and offensive in a lot of ways I'm just not interested in seeing. And the one was enough. The one was enough. What other movies do I have to see? Gotta see Cloverfield Lane. That's been on my list for a while. I liked Cloverfield. The first one was a lot of fun. It was a great movie for sure. It was scary. It was intense. It was like real to life enough that it kind of freaked me out, which I always appreciate. And the ending was pretty good too. Alrighty then, back to the game. Third hatch on the way for ByuL, recognizing there is an expansion for Stats. You can take your third hatch safely. Zerg players, take note of that one. Mothership Core on the way for Stats. Slow Ling running around, getting murdered by the Adepto. Blarp. And there goes the Twilight Council after the prying eyes of the Zergling are gone. This probe getting home, Zergling didn't want to chase him all the way in. I guess there is an Adept ready to murder him. The Ling does want to live, despite the fact that he lives to serve the Swarm, does want to live here. Alright, ByuL. This is going to be Skytoss again. Is this what we're dealing with? Robotics? No, Robo Facility coming up. We've switched it. We have switched the meta, ladies and gentlemen. I like it. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind casting another 27-minute Hydralisk versus Carrier. Actually, I would mind. That would kind of drive me a little bit crazy. It is hard to solo cast these things, you guys. I do it because I love you, though, and StarCraft needs to live on in YouTube. That's going to be a Dark Shrine. A Dark Shrine? Okay. So we're doing that build. We're doing the Warp Prism Dark Shrine into Archon build, where you try to murder things with 2 Archons with Warp Prism Micro. And in the hands of a good player, as stats is, it can be darn near effective. And not by darn near effective, but actually effective. Oh man, Sloverlord scouts that out though. Your timings, ByuL, are incredible. Did he actually... No. Keep scouting. He didn't see the Dark Shrine. Why would you not? He doesn't know about the robotics facility either. What is happening, ByuL? No! There's nothing stop. I guess he's worried about Photon Overcharge, but dude, there's a dark... that will tell you everything you need to know. He's going the other way. He's going the other way. Fine. If this wrecks you, ByuL, I blame you for not going up like another 2 inches on the map. I blame you entirely. Warp Prism done. Dark Shrine, about 75-80% done. And ByuL happily macroing his face off back home. Roach Warren coming up at that front door of the natural. We've got a Spore Crawler on the way for ByuL as well, and a Lair morphing into the main base for ByuL. Okay, where's our Warp Prism? Warp Prism heading out. Ling scouts it. Ling scouts the Warp Prism and is following it. Well, there's the warping of DTs. Might as well do it anyway, says Stats. I mean, yeah, the Ling saw it. The Ling knows what's coming. The preparations have begun for ByuL. He's got Spore Crawlers back home. He's making a bunch of roaches. Excellent choices all around. But Stats, you know what? Stats says, I'm going to do it. I'm going for it anyway. So here he comes, moving on in. Glior Reconstitution coming up, dropping, at least killing a Sloverlord. Nope, roaches untransfused, keeping it alive. ByuL, you meanie face. Yep, that got shut down. All because it got scouted by a single Ling running across the middle of the map at exactly the wrong time for Stats, and exactly the right time for ByuL. So hard to go into carrier from this point, it turns out. Stats can't really go carrier here, so ByuL is not going to worry about Hydralisks, I don't think. We're probably going to see Ravager in this situation, just because Ravagers are good against these ground armies of Stalkers and Immortals. There are Archons, though, and Archons are pretty good at absorbing damage and doing damage, so that helps Stats in this situation. Baneling Nest coming up as well at this natural base front door. It's just that I don't know that ByuL has lost enough in these first 5 minutes for Stats to really be in a good spot in the mid-game. Not to say that he can't win, but I think he's on the back foot at this point. Getting that scouted hurt. He's still trying to do this thing. He wants to kill the old... He got the Sloverlord! Hey, got the Sloverlord, took some shots in his face. And again, do Archons regenerate health when they're in Warp Prisms? I need to experiment with this one and find out. Must find out the answer to my scientific question. I feel like they do. If they didn't, it'd be dumb. Because it's not like being in the Warp Prism means they're in stasis or anything. They're just riding around, right? Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's a transport thing. They're not getting warped in. They're actually up in the cargo hold, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Look at how small that thing is. Archons fit in that? Are you kidding? Maybe they have like void storage or something to where they it's bigger on the inside, kind of like the TARDIS. I mean, he's doing what he can with his Warp Prism Archon stuff. He's picking off Lings, picking off Archons. I mean, it's not the damage he wanted to do, but you know what? Map control is nice, it turns out. Map control is just fine. The thing is, Stats is being left alone as well, which is not something you want to do against the Protoss players. This is Charge on the way for Stats. Baneling Speed coming in for ByuL, so he's going to have Banelings to deal with these sentries and with these Zealots. The Immortals behind, good against Roach, but I have to assume these are going to change into Ravagers. There we go. Ravager morphs coming in right now, 152 to 124 total supply. 7 minutes, 150 supply. That is how you do Zerg, you guys. That is how you do Zerg. Just watch ByuL. Just watch our friend ByuL here. Create Tumors getting destroyed up along this third base. Fourth base just about to complete along that right side for ByuL as well. And here we go. Guardian Shield is up. Crosabile's landing. Not hitting much of anything there. The Immortals doing some good work. Focusing down the Banelings at distance, though. Immortals trying to kill as many roaches as possible. Zealots in here to absorb the shots. Crosabile's landing and killing a sentry there, but continuing to move on in. Archons are just so good in this situation. The Immortals are allowed to do what they like to do, which is sit back and shoot things in the head. A lot of roaches here for ByuL as well. I don't know about this. This is looking good for Stats. Third base under direct assault, trying to harass and allow reinforcements to come in. Guardian Shield is up, protecting like half of these forces, keeping the Archons alive with the Warp Prism. Immortals hammering away at these roaches very, very quickly. Zealot in the mineral line, trying to kill drones. And actually, nope, changing his mind, going after the roaches instead here. Immortals, once again, being kept alive. 17 kills on that route, 13 kills on that Immortal. Good Warp Prism Micro by Stats. This is actually going super well for Stats right now. He is killing a lot of stuff. A lot of drones being killed here at this third base. Desperately trying to hold on here is ByuL. Can he force a retreat at this point? Crowsabow's landing. Can they get the Warp Prism? No. Zealots once again at the front. They get the Warp Prism. They get the Warp Prism. But enough Zealots and enough Immortals here that I think this third base is in a lot of trouble right now. Queen getting hammered at by the Immortals as well. 19, 20, 13 kills on the Immortals. Getting surrounded by Lings and Roaches, though, and the Immortals are going to fall. 22 kills on the Immortal. Can it get 23? Yes, 23 kills before he gets exploded. Another group of Zealots going to shut down this third base, though. Fourth base up. Drones transferring there. But where are you going, Stats? No. Why? Just, okay, whatever. Getting surrounded by a ton of Lings and getting murdered is not a great place for you to be. No upgrades on those dudes, so Lings are going to be just fine in that situation. Contaminate used on the robotics facility, shutting down future Warp Prism production there. That's pretty good news. 56 to 53. Harvester Zerg player is up, but he has lost... What the what? Where's my L key? There it is. Units lost. 10 drones. Only 10? Did a good job defending. Better than I thought. But mutas are on the way, as we can see in this production tab. Mutalisk. Do we have an answer for mutas back home, Stats? I don't know that you do. You have 2 sentries, an Immortal, 8 Zealots, and 6 Templar, which are going to be Archons. Alright, so Archons are good in this situation. Zealot, pick up, move on out. Don't get hit by the mutas. Don't get hit by the mutas. He's going to get hit by the mutas. He's absolutely, oh my gosh, flew right into those mutas. Unloading the Zealots. Run! Warp Prism picked off. Archon gets a shot off, but that's not going to be it. Zealots have to go on foot the rest of the way down to this fourth base to see what they can murder. Mutas in the sky. The murder of Mutalisks. Going after them. Their probes. Blart, blart, blart. Forcing a full pull on this natural base. It's just not looking good. Stalkers in here too, getting destroyed as they're getting warped in. Never a good feel, but Zealots actually doing some work here at this fourth base, forcing the drones to run away, forcing the army to respond to them. Mutalisks still flying around. Mutalisks in control of a player like ByuL are a beauty to behold. Has he lost any mutas? One lost muta, sitting inside the natural base and the main base of Stats for a good couple of minutes there. Just absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. Fourth base complete for ByuL. Third base for Stats. No sign of a fourth base from him. He really needs to go anti-air at some point. Blink is on the way. That takes a while, though. It's a long upgrade. High Templar coming in for Stats. Storm, not as good against mutas. They can dodge it pretty darn easily, but maybe against these Lings it'd be good. Perhaps. Archons are also good against Lings, though, so you know what? Just make Archons. That's what he's doing. That's what he is doing at this point in time. Lings trying to sneak up this left side. Mutas flying around again. Another free Warp Prism. No, the Archons defend it successfully this time. Successful defense. +1 ground weapons. Just about to complete. There it is. Done on that right side by Stats. Excellent. Keep those upgrades coming. Keep them coming. ByuL has no upgrades on his Lings anyway. Does he have +1 missile? Let's find out. Nope. No upgrades for ByuL. Why are you so upgrade averse in this game? ByuL, I do not understand. Maybe he doesn't think he would get there. Maybe he thought the game would be over by this point. It is not safe to assume. In StarCraft 2, it turns out. So trying to take a fourth base is Stats. Mutas are flying around being annoying, but I think there are as many Archons as Mutalisks here, so no big sticking deal. Actually, if you leave, it is a problem. Can they force a cancel there? Nope. Army coming back to defend. And there's a fifth base for ByuL at the gold. Mutas here in the main base as well. Cannons in good positions to handle this. Picking off some probes there just with the Glaive Worm bounce ability. Mothership Core, Photon Overcharge at the third. Excellent job. Stalkers the +1 attack. Muta's trying to get out of here without dying. Oh, and a free Warp Prism, but double Photon Overcharge. A trap. It was a trap. And killing a couple of those Mutas. Alright, so Mutaflock not as big as it used to be, but that's not exactly what ByuL cares about. He's going Ravager, Baneling, Roach, Ling here. Again, still no upgrades. He's going for a Hydralisk Den, Infestation Pit, there we go, +1 Ground Carapace, and +1 Melee on the way for ByuL. Possibly planning on going for, what do you want to say here, Ultras? Ultras in the future? Does anybody want to hear Ultra? I don't know if you want to hear it, but I think that's where we're going. Anyway, Mutalisks flying around, a lot less dangerous when there are only 5 of them compared to like 7 or 8. As it turned out, Blinkstalker is good. Blinkstalker is good against these Mutalisks, especially if the control is not as great. But you know what? Control is just fine. Just fine for ByuL. Not a problem. Okay, lost a Mutalisk there. Like I said, dangerous. Like I said, it is a danger. Lair on the way from ByuL. Getting a Hydralisk Den upgrade for the Muscular Augments is what we're looking at here. So Lings, Banelings here at the Xel'Naga Watchtower. To the right, Overseer morphing in gets murdered by Archons with +2 attack, +3 attack on the way. Nope. Not yet. Not quite yet. So very ground-heavy composition here from ByuL. Got the Ravagers, got the Lings, got the Banelings, has what he needs against our friend's stats. But if there were Storms, I'd feel better about this. But a lot of Archons are also pretty good. Pretty good, as certain people would like to say. Is that a 6th base? 6th base for ByuL. Just north of his main. He went kind of around the bottom, then up to the top, and left again. Just kind of a nice little loop going on in that mini-map. 4th base is established for stats, though. He's looking pretty good. 64 to 58 total harvesters in favor of the Zerg player. Time to go, says stats. Time to bring my Archons and see what damage can be done. Just kidding, retreating. Just kidding, going home. What? Why are you? All right. Another attempted Zealot warp in here at the 4th base, getting cleaned up by Banelings immediately. Instant death for those Zealots. Forcing the issue is ByuL here, bringing Lings on in. Crossbiles landing, actually killing a Zealot there. Zealots at the front. You can't just engage by yourself, Zealots. You have to have some support in order for that to work. It turns out a lot of Lings and Banelings on this left side, top left corner. Probably going to try to sneak in to this 3rd base somewhere, somehow. Spinecrawler at the front. Archons just going for it. Banelings absorbing on the Archons. Archons are doing just fine. Thank you very much. Okay, 2 of them die. 2 of them die, which is not great. Crossbiles actually landing and hitting Zealots here, coming to this 4th base. They're going to kill this base come heck or high water. Meanwhile, the main battle is here. Archons at the front. Banelings splashing in, not doing a lot of damage. Immortals at the back as well. And this gold base is forfeit. Hey, the 4th base gone, 5th base gone, 6th base not really saturated yet. How is stats doing this? Immortals good. Immortals good, as it turns out. All right, so Immortals coming in, Archons coming in, Zealots here as well. 186 to 181 total supply. ByuL has the lead, but stats looking good. +2 attack, pretty darn strong here. Right on this 3rd base. Zealots trying to take out this 4th, but Hydras shut them down very nicely. Indeed, Archons coming through. Archon Immortal, strong composition. Once again, Banelings crashing on in, weakening the Archons, but not killing them. Turns out your goal is more to kill than not to kill. 9 kills on that. They're Immortal. 3rd base falls. And another shower of blood, and that is it. Good game out of ByuL. ByuL is defeated. Stats is victorious here in game number 3. Wow. Stats comes back from 0-1 to go 2-1. 2 games in a row against a player as ByuL here in Legacy of the Void, this latest patch. Amazing. Amazing play. 2 different strats. 2 different strategies as well for stats. Again, Archons. Yeah, the Banelings will crash in there, but they don't kill them. Immortals are allowed to stay alive thanks to the Archons shielding them. Archons doing bonus damage to everything the Zerg has. Everything, as they are all biological. And that was enough. That was enough for stats to win game number 3. Can he close this out in game number 4? We will see in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to Falcon Paladin's Best of 5 series between ByuL and Stats. Game number 4 is going to be on Newkirk Precinct, and let's get right on into it. In the bottom right side of the map, currently the owner of a 2-1 lead against his opponent is the red Protoss player. It is Stats. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ByuL. Man, 1 game 1, but not looking good since then. Extractor trick used to get up to 15 available supply. 15 drones on the ground here. Overlord after that one. Just a little trick to get some early economy for about 4 seconds. Again, at this level, those 4 seconds can mean quite a bit. So extractor trick your way all you want, ByuL. You will find no criticism here. Neither player doing much of anything at this point. Are we going Nexus first from Stats? Indeed, we are. He's feeling his oats, man. He's feeling confident. He's feeling prepared. He's feeling like he's got ByuL's number at this point. Remember, you lost game 1, Stats. Don't get too confident on us here. Don't get overconfident, which by definition is bad. All right, Nexus. There we go. Gateway coming up. And what I want to see is a Protoss player do like a 3 Nexus before Gateway thing. That'd be amazing. Nexus here, Nexus here, Nexus here, then throw down a gate. Like, Zerg players don't scout in time to stop that. Look at this. Sloverlord moving out. Another Sloverlord. Won't get there for like 4 minutes. I don't know. I feel like it'd be fun. We should see a Protoss player do that at some point in time. So hatchery on the ground for ByuL at his natural. Extractor on the way. Pool just now complete for the Zerg player. Yeah, I mean, there'd be some Lings on the way by now, but slow Lings are terrible. You can handle that until your Gateway finishes, right? I guess the problem is the third base would be like super undefended. I mean, third bases are notoriously hard to hold anyway. And so a bunch of lings would just show up and shut it down. So maybe that's why you don't go for 3 Nexus before. If I had to guess, Cybernetics Core on the way for Stats. Here in game number 4. Again, Stats only has to win this game, and he's beat ByuL 3 games to 1. Holy shamoly. In a fantastically, very, very strong position here. Stats has a probe running around trying to scout some stuff out. Actually going to see this third that ByuL's going to throw down. So good scout probe. You're going to die, but the Protoss of Ire salute you, or Shakuris, or wherever they are right now. Always fuzzy on those lore details. Bob the Zealot trying to hold this ginormous hole in his front door. Good luck, man. Good luck to you. I mean, gets a slash off on the Ling, which is better than I expected. But otherwise, just going to huff and puff after this Ling for the next 4 minutes. Nothing much he can do about it, as it turns out. Scouting, nothing here. Twilight Council at the front door for Stats. He likes what he's been doing. He likes what happened there in game 3, and I cannot say that I blame him. Archon, Immortal, Zealot, Adept, pretty good. Pretty good there. No Storm, right? I don't think he got Storm in game 3. No, he did not. All right, so Scouting Ling does get murdered by Stalker. Good control there by Stats, making sure that Ling does not get home. Does not get home. How dare he insult the Protoss and make it all the way home. 29 to 33 total Harvester. Stats has that lead. Again, that Nexus first really helps with the early economy for Protoss, it turns out. I mean, it seems pretty Mazava Huaz, which just means obvious. But yeah, that's what's happening. Man, it is getting late. That game too took a lot out of me. Gotta stay up. I need some caffeine. Gotta go get some caffeine from the fridge after this. All right. Cybercore is researching a Warp Gate, Dark Shrine on the way. He's going for the same thing he tried in game number 3, which did not work, mind you. Didn't really work. Stats did what he could with it, but he didn't actually kill any drones with the Archons in the Warp Prism maneuver. But he's going to try it here, and maybe ByuL won't expect it. The second game in a row. Roach Warren coming up for our Zerg player, not going for Dem Hydras. I don't know what he sees exactly out of Stats to know that he needs to go for a Hydralisk as early as he did in games 1 and 2. I mean, I guess he did scout the early Stargate. I guess seeing there's one is enough to tell you that Hydras are going to be fine. Hydras will be a good response to anything Stargatey out of your opponent Protoss. Spore Crawlers coming in. Again, just blind spores. I don't think ByuL has any idea what's going on at this point. I know what? He does see the robotics facility. All right, never mind. He knows what's up. Doesn't know about the Dark Shrine, though. Still, I think he can intuit what is going on. He's got Sloverlords in good positions to scout this. The one sitting just outside the main base, actually moving into a worse position to scout this. That's fine. I'm sure ByuL will be fine. And here we go, moving out. Did he see that? Ling, I think, sees this again. This one's a little bit more intentional, I think. ByuL sends the Ling out, does see it. Warp Prism trying to come on in here. And what is here to stop this? Queen in good position to shoot. But actually not making Archons at this point. Just straight up DT. All right. So DT is marching into this mineral line, killing as many drones as possible. And there's a Spore Crawler here. There is a Roach here. There is a Queen here. I don't know. Yeah, picking up and running before the Queens shoot them out of the sky. Interesting decision there. Not Archoning them, which I think... Oh, it's a lot of Roach, though. You know what? Nothing was going to happen. Nothing was going to happen there. For Stats, he is changing his DTs into Archons on this little island base. Not an island base. Not an island base. I was on New Gettysburg for a second there. Nope, but to the base that is just to the right of ByuL's nonetheless. Glial Reconstitution on the way, making Roaches so much better with that Glial Reconstitution. Trying to get splash damage shots off, but taking so much damage at the same time. So much damage. All right, so that Archon did take hits. Let's see. I wish you'd land them for more than like a second and a half, dude. Makes it hard for me to click on those guys. Where are you going, Warp Prism? Landing and Archon 350. Okay. Did he take any shots there? I don't know. This question is bothering me. Third base on the way for Stats. Just now warping in. Pop. There it is. Chrono Boost available. Creep Spread moving out across the map. It's not. I mean, it's connecting bases. Hasn't really pushed towards the Protoss yet, but working on it. Working on it is ByuL nonetheless. What's your follow up here, man? Gateway. Got Robotics Facility, getting Zealot legs, making a drone or probe transfer to this third base. Fourth base on the way. Archons did make it into the main base here, getting some shots off. Might kill that Queen. Nope, retreating instead as the Roaches respond, thanks to their Glial Reconstitution. Get your Glio reconstitution today at a store nearest you. Warping of sentries here at the third base trying to defend. No, sentries. These are offensive sentries. They're moving across the map. They're going to try to kill some stuff. Fourth base, about 35% complete right now. Immortal production has begun for stats as well. Archons, again, not killing a lot, but killing what they can. Just taking pride in their job. Maybe they can't succeed to the level that their manager expects, but they will do all they can to just get as close to that goal as possible, which, you know what, their manager respects, and they appreciate that. 7 Mutalisks on the way right now from ByuL. Looking fantastic with them mutas again. Archons on the ground. Any cannons here? Hallucinated Phoenix, I think, scouted the Spire. Where is the Spire? It's about way up here. Wow. Way up here at the third base. And no, has not been scouted by the Protoss. He doesn't know that mutas are coming. That seems like something he should know if he wants to shut it down. All right, War Prism with 4 Zealots in. We're going to go for Zealot drops now, but going to get, oh my gosh, once again, directly into the path of these mutas. This War Prism, stats War Prisms are the unluckiest War Prisms of all time. I mean, that wasn't a bad place to go. It just turned out so terrible. The mutas have made their presence known. There's a cannon in the mineral line of the third base. Photon overcharge a little prematurely. Stalkers, cannons here, and the main base really knowing how to deal with this. No defense whatsoever of the naturals, so that's a problem. I guess there's 1 Zealot, but that doesn't seem like it's enough to shut down ByuL as he is absolutely going ham on these probes. 8 probe kills. We'll make it 9. Photon overcharge does chase them away. Doesn't kill any of the Mutalisks, though. None of them are dead. And tissue regeneration means they'll be back to full health in no time. In absolutely no time. Baneling speed just about to complete. There it is, over on the right side of your screen. Hydralisk then finishing 2 for ByuL. So basically going composition he was in game 3 here. It's just a matter of, can the Archon count get up enough? Can the Immortal count get up enough for stats to handle this? Because I think those are the 2 units he needs a lot of. And right now he has 4 Immortals and 4 Archons, which is good. Keep that going. Muta's still being super duper annoying. But after that, I mean, other than that initial attack of the natural base, which did kill a lot of probes, to be fair, has pretty much been shut down everywhere else to this point. Archon splash damage. Roar, there you go. Muta's taking shots. None of them die again, though, but weakened. So their attack and their foray into the natural base not as effective as it would have been otherwise. Are they even going there? They're going there. And getting some probe kills, as once again, no stalkers to defend. Man, you don't want to work at the natural base for stats. It just seems like a bad place to be. You have like a 1 in 3 chance of dying, if not more. A lot of probe devs. 18 probe devs. 83 to 49 harvesters. ByuL, what are you doing? 83 workers is a ton. Taking, some more. What is this? Hallucinated Phoenix stuff in the main base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th base for ByuL. Going to pop at the top left here. 4th base for stats. About 50% complete there as well. But the army wants to shut that thing down. ByuL wants to shut that down. To be more specific. Any upgrades +1 melee is done, helping the Banelings with their quest to be more effective. Zealot scouts this out, gets murdered, but does tell the Protoss High Command where this army is. So Guardian Shield is up, Photon Overcharge there as well. Good force fields trying to keep those Banelings out. Not quite well enough, though. Immortals still crushing through what they can. More Hydras than previously, though. Going to help a lot in the situation. Trying to come with Stalkers. Again, you need to absorb hits on these Immortals. Archon here with very little hit points gets exploded, but was fighting to the end anyway here, chasing the Zerg army away. Somehow ByuL won that thing. I don't exactly know how. Actually, ByuL, nope, I was going to say, is ByuL coming back? No. Mutalisks here in the main base, trying to kill an assimilator, trying to kill as many probes as possible. Blink Stalkers to get out of our house. +2 attack done on those Blink Stalkers. Lings running around back and forth, left and right, trying to find things to murder. Lurker Den on the way from ByuL. First time we have seen Lurkers in this series. Here in game number 4. That is 24 Banelings, in case you were wondering. According to the production tab, 21. Actually, 21 Banelings, in case you were wondering. Trying to knock down this cooling tower, and they get it. Oh, just in time. Oh, just in time. Because there were Banelings and people come up here to take down this 4th base. Now they are delayed, allowing the Protoss army time to do this thing. Lings and Banelings rolling into the 3rd, though. Is their Photon Overcharge trying to get those Banelings before they splash on juicy probes. Oh, the Archon sacrificing its life, and good split. Great split, but too many Banelings and 22 probes end up getting destroyed there. ByuL gets shoved back from the 4th, but did his deadly work at the 3rd already. Lings coming back into the 4th base. Stats feels like he is pulled in several directions at once. 83 to 40 total harvesters right now. There are Templar on the field. They do have Storm. They do have Storm, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget about that one. Trying to murder this Hydra Ravager combination hiding out in the top of the map here and doing okay with it. I mean, yeah, Zealots on top of Ravagers, always nice. And Hydras too, actually not that great in melee against Zealots. It's just that Zealots are melee and cannot attack from range. And Hydras can. That's generally how it works. All right, so moving out is Stats. Again, needs to win this game to win the entire series. And remember, I'm not above putting a spoiler screen at the end of these casts. You don't know. You're looking at it. Wow, there's enough time for a game number 5 here. You don't know. That could all be spoiler stuff. You have no idea. A couple of mutas here getting murdered at the 4th base, but Lings are not. Lings going after this Nexus. If they get this thing, Stats is in it. Oh my gosh, Stats is in a ton of trouble, you guys. +2 attack on the Lings. Nexus explodes. Lings escape into the night. Having done what they needed to do, accomplished their goal of murdering that 4th base, and Stats is down to 38 Harvesters on 3 bases. Main base essentially mined out. Doesn't have many probes here working at all here at the 12-minute mark. And it's time to go. Stats says, "It is time. It is time," says Rafiki. We've got Zealots in the front, Stalkers, Immortals, trying to pick off individual Banelings, rolling their way toward this 3rd base. Photon overcharged in the face there. A couple pylons at the 4th Argon. Stats doesn't care. It's time to move. Time to move. Storm going down on those Banelings before they can really hit much of anything there. Stats is supply block. A lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings. I'm not sure that's enough to scare you, though. No, no, no. Why are you going home? Are you putting Zealots in the front? What is... He's going home. Maybe he feels like he can establish a 4th now? I just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base here for ByuL. On the way. On the way for ByuL. Killing a queen here for some reason at this base to the right of the main for ByuL. I don't know what that's all about. Trying to land in the main base with Zealots, but there are a lot of Banelings and Lings here, as it turns out. So I would not land in this location if I was you, Mr. Stats, and he's not. Lings, Lurkers, so many Lurkers here. 11 Lurkers burrowing at this 3rd base. This may be all she wrote for the Protoss army. Lurkers stabbing away, not doing extra damage versus Archons, but still very scary in its own right. Spines stabbing through gateways, stabbing through pylons, coming up from the ground, and trying to find an angle in which to attack his Stats. There are a lot of Immortals here, and the Immortals might be able to clear this thing out. Storm on all of the Lurkers. Storm on the Lings. The Banelings getting some nice hits off nonetheless. Zealots all dying. Immortal count somehow evaporating, and that is it. A good game out of Stats. Stats is defeated. ByuL is victorious, and we have a series tie of 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. ByuL, let's give him a 2. 2-2, best of 5, which means we have a rubber match coming up next. Oh, wow, those Lurkers I think caught Stats by surprise. He had a lot of Immortals, though. We've seen... That was only 6, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you need an equal number of Immortals to Lurkers, plus maybe like 4 or 5 more for the Immortals to really make this work. Didn't have it. Didn't have quite enough. The Lurkers, I don't think they had upgrades. Let's see, I have that right. Upgrades, Control U. There's something, I don't know. I don't have it. I don't have it. We're going to stop trying. Greater Spire on the way for ByuL. That's fun. But yeah, killing that 4th base, a huge deal for ByuL. Killing all of those probes at this 3rd, also a giant problem. 53 probes killed in this game. ByuL had a ton of workers, a ton of bases. No bases lost, right? Nope. Lost 8 Mutalisks, 179 Lings, 20 Hydras, I mean, Banelings he lost, that's kind of a problem, but he didn't really lose huge numbers of anything, which is what you need to do as Protoss to win. So, moving on to game number 5. Stick with me. We will see who comes out on top. And we'll be back in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game 5 of ByuL versus Stats. Here on Whirlwind, the ladder edition. Who has the upper hand here, you guys? Stats has won games 2 and 3, but ByuL won games 1 and 4. So nobody's really gotten much momentum in this series, it turns out. Everyone is kind of winning games here and there. I guess the 2 in the middle for ByuL are pretty good. Or for Stats were pretty good, but he has not won the previous game, which has got to feel pretty bad. Pretty bad, you guys. Hoo-ah. All right, in the top, or the bottom right side of the map, let's take a look at where we are on the mini-map real quick. We have the red Protoss player. It is Stats! And in the top right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ByuL, going pool first against his Protoss opponent. perhaps worried about some cheesy type strategy. The probe is here. The probe is here for stats. Can you block the hatch this time? I feel like your success rate in hatch blocking games is like 98%, and your success in non-hatch blocking games is like 2%. That's math adds up, right? I'm pretty sure it does. All right, here we go. Probe with the block strategy. Drone super annoyed by this. ByuL is grinding his teeth and stamping his foot in disapproval. Pylon does go down. Drone says, you know what? Fine, I'll expand somewhere else. Now, the thing about this map is your third base is pretty far away and hard to defend. So he's going to go ahead and expand over here, just to the bottom, just to the southish of his previous natural base here. Why is he has enough money to do this? What was he? Oh, the pylon got canceled and ByuL threw down his natural there. Oh. So I mean, it's delayed, but ByuL got what he wanted. I don't know, stats. Again, I feel like maybe throwing the pylon down and letting it finish might be a better position, but you know what? You know what? I'm not going to question you. I'm not going to ask any questions about decisions you should have made, because I'm sure the adrenaline is flowing right now. Who was talking about that? Nathanius. Nathanius was saying he was playing in Nation Wars, right, a few weeks ago, and his Twitter was just like, man, I was in a great position, and suddenly this adrenaline rush came, and I just started pressing buttons, man. My brain shut off. I was trying to deal with the adrenaline, just making my brain go to mush, but I couldn't do it, and he just ended up losing the match. It's something you got to deal with. Like, professional athletes all across the board, no matter what you're doing, have to deal with that weird experience of adrenaline kind of making you a little dumber, it turns out. Got to learn how to handle that. So third base here for ByuL, just to the down and leftish of that main base. Got an Adept on the way. Adept trying to what? Oh, right. There are a couple Lings. Couple Lings inside the main. And one of them gets killed. The other one, they split up, though. They split up, so the other one is still alive. 2 Lings here in the natural base as well. 2 Lings versus a probe. Generally going to win that fight, as it turns out. Another Adept being Chrono Boost on out there. So these early Lings are just, they're an annoyance. I don't know they're actually going to kill anything. See, probes can fight for themselves. Get out of there. Get out of there, you stupid. Don't all chase him, though. You guys, get back to work. There we go. Don't lose that mining time to fight. I mean, you can lose a little mining time to fight, but don't lose all of the mining time to fight. That's all I'm saying. That is it. All right, moving up here. We got Ling going home. Adept does get it just at the maximum range of her attack there. I always forget it's just the glaive, right? Glaive cannon? Glaive cannon here. Queen stabbing away at the Adept. Just doesn't have the DPS to make it happen. Really, trying to kill some of these drones, popping up into the main base instead. Drones fighting for their own lives here. That's not what you want to do. If you're a drone, you want to fight by getting minerals. Not, oh, the Adept does get picked off from range by that Queen. And another Adept does end up getting killed, but that's 4 drone kills. Pretty good. Pretty good for a couple Adepts, I would say. One probe has lost its life, again in the middle of the map being chased by Slowlings, which is a really embarrassing way to die, right? You end up in Protoss heaven, and they're like, what up, probe? How'd you die? Baneling is like, no, I got eventually slowly chased down by a Slowling. And they're like, oh, that sucks, man. It's a bad way to go. Yeah, it was terrifying for a long time. Some Speedlings are just threatening outside the front door here of stats, but there are 4 Adepts here. That's not going to happen, Lings. There are only 5 of you. Only 5 of you versus 4 Adepts is not a fair fight. Resident Glaive is going to finish on up here as well. Robotics Facility coming in for stats. Is he doing the thing again? You have a Dark Shrine. You have a Dark Shrine, yo, or is this just going to be like a 2-base Super Adept all-in, which we have seen work pretty well in the past. Baneling's on the way. 20 Lings in production by ByuL. Whatever he's doing, he plans on using a lot of Lings for it. I guess, again, Speedlings and Banelings pretty great against Adepts, as it turns out. Trying to kill these Queens, but deciding not to, backing on out. Perhaps he has a feeling that these guys are coming. There are Lings on the way to where these Adepts are, trying to murder them right in the face. Sloverlord being tickled to death by these tickle cannons, otherwise known as sentries. Again, hat tip to Husky on that one. It's just a good name. Good name for sentries for sure. Third base coming up for stats. Does get scouted by a Sloverlord. Another Sloverlord to avenge his brother's death. He scouts out the third base and the timing thereof, and these Lings may come shut this thing down. I don't know that stats can stop that from happening. I mean, he's got 6 Adepts and 4 sentries. I don't know. He's moving up, though. Moving up with some Adepts. He's got Immortals in production at the same time, right at the front door, after those Warp Prisms anyway. And you know what? ByuL's kind of content to let stats be here. I'm surprised. Maybe he's waiting. He's waiting for this, is what he's waiting for. So here comes our Warp Prism. And Spore Crawler Queen combination, ready for that one. Get out, run. Save your adepts. There we go. Running for his life. Just ByuL is pretty much undroppable. I really haven't seen a drop in this series at all be successful. ByuL knows what's coming. He's got Overlord spread. He's got Ling spread across the map everywhere. He knows exactly what is coming his way. He's ready for it. He's prepared for it. And it just got to feel so demoralizing as a Protoss player. Like Stats, wow, that Ling corpse flew a long way after it got blown apart by that Immortal. If I'm Stats, I just feel like sad. Like I should try to drop. I know it's good, but ByuL's just making it so hard to succeed. So frustrating. So a lot of Sentry Adept push here from Stats. I feel okay about this. Keep the Banelings out with the Sentries, right? Trying to take down that Spore Crawler. There we go. War Prism getting those. There we go. Guardian Shield up. Force Fields there too. Banelings on the outside. Getting shot at. Immortal there at the same time. Queens need to be here. Roaches need to be here. Banelings trying to get on in. Force Field trapping them away. Another Force Field. No Ravagers to stop this from happening. The Force Field micro is insane right now. No, Banelings are getting in though. No. Little gap in the Baneling wall. Or the Immortal wall there. Another warping of Adepts here trying to hold on. Lings getting murdered by the hundreds, it feels like. 56 have been killed so far. It's 98 to 88 total supply. ByuL has the lead, but this army is at his gates right now. Army is at the gates. Can they do this thing? Force Fields keeping the Roaches right there to the best of their ability. This Immortal's having a field day. 11 kills. Able to kill as many Roaches as he wants to do. Nobody's really bothered him yet. He hasn't lost any HP. Everybody else is tanking for him, which is kind of fun. Sentry is dealing with Roaches. Roaches getting that stun. Another warping of Adepts. They do have their Resonating Glaives. They are holding their own against these Roaches. It's now 91 to 78 total supply. Taking down that Baneling Nest. Banelings are a problem for Stats here. And bam. Baneling Nest exploded. Drones fighting for ByuL. Trying to do this thing on his own. Forced to pull workers off the line here. Roaches as well. For everybody trying to get that Immortal down. 18 kills on that Immortal. Will he finally die? He finally gets killed. But only because everybody was focusing on him and leading everybody else to die. Adepts warping into this third base. All these drones evaporate in about 3.5 seconds. Sentries finishing them off. Force Fields keeping them from running. ByuL is down to 21 Harvesters to 51 Probes for Stats right now. Roaches trying to defend. Queens trying to defend. There are just too many Adepts. Too many Adepts. There are how many? 25 Adepts on the ground right now. It's 108 to 48 total supply. Stats continuing to send reinforcements up. Warp Prism is dead. It doesn't matter. Adepts can make that journey in no time. Corrosive Bile landing, hitting. I don't know that Stats cares. And that is it. A GG. GG from ByuL. ByuL is defeated. Stats is victorious, taking the series. 3 games. 2-2 versus his opponent, ByuL. Incredible display. Incredible display there from Stats. Just making the 3-base Adept thing work. Adept, Immortal. That Immortal, again, had like 18 or 19 kills when all was said and done. The Force Fields were gorgeous, except for that one little slip. That one little slip where Banelings did get inside. I feel like the game would have ended maybe a minute earlier if those Banelings hadn't connected. But yeah, Force Fields, good. Adepts, good. Immortal, good against the Roaches. It's the Sentry Immortal strategy, just with Adept mixed in. I mean, I don't know why we don't see this more. It seemed to work extremely well in this game. And again, against a player as good as ByuL, no less. So congratulations to Stats. I gotta say, my estimation of him has increased a lot in this series. I mean, I didn't know much about him. I started casting a couple games of his maybe a couple months ago. And I mean, he was fine. Didn't look like anything special. But man, taking down Stats or ByuL in a best of 5 series, that's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. So congratulations to Stats. I'm sure all you Protoss viewers are happy about this victory. Getting a hard-fought win against a player as good as ByuL has got to feel nice on the inside. Little contact high from that victory of Stats today. So, whew, all right, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void series. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.